mushroom flavor. So maybe we can have a blackboard.
Okay, okay. Use Blackboard then, yeah. Great.
Okay.
And then for the, participants who love white, then, for one of the clip, you can use white as well.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
So
sure.
now, guys, I am starting today's session. So I hope there is no query. That's why we are not seeing any questions in the chat box. So anyhow, it's a good thing. So I am just quickly revisiting what we discussed in the last lecture. We
Okay.
started our discussion in the last lecture by introducing list for you. So in that we have discussed about how to create a list, and in order to
Mm-hmm.
create a list, we have seen. In fact, we started with this. The list is printed in Python by this square bracket, and in order to create a list, so let's say if you want to create an empty list, for that I explained to you, you can either use this list function as it is in that way, or maybe you can leave something like this. For example, let's say if you are writing L1 is equal to list, so this is also going to create an empty list, or maybe if you write L1 is equal to, both are going to create an empty list. And guys, please make a note over here. Apart from empty, this will not work. Right now, I will let you know how you can play around with this function later on. Okay. So this is for empty creation. And at the same time, I also explain you, let's say you want to have a list of more than one element or maybe one element. For that, you can use this syntax. Okay. So for example, let's say by writing this, I'm writing 2, 3, 4, let's say hello, let's say DP Sharma, something, whatever you feel like as per your requirement, you can write over here. So this is a list of how many elements? 5 elements, guys. And in fact, guys, you can also have nested list. This is also permitted over here. So I will show you today. Nested list means what exactly? Theoretically, I'm explaining this something like this. Let's you are saying the first element is 2, second element is 3, third element, let's say 4, and the fifth element itself we are saying a list 2, comma 3. So guys, you can think over here. This list at upper layer, if you are at here, this level, if you are seeing this list over here, you will say how many elements if someone asks to you, the answer will be, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4 elements, guys. At upper level, you will say 4 elements. If someone again go to deep dive, then in that case, you will say this list consists of 4 elements, and the fourth element itself again of another list. So guys, again here the indexing that scene, if you want to apply over here, impose over here. So let me take you how the indexing will work over here. So this is at index number 0. Let me change the color over here. This is index number 0. This is index number 1. This is index number 2. And index number 3, guys, this list, whole list, guys. So if you are going to write like this L2, 3, what does mean? This output going to be written a full list. And let's say your objective is to that print this thing. So for that, what you will do, this L23, the whole is representing this. So within this L23, now once again indexing, how it will work like this is at 0th location and this is at the first location. So you will write like this L2, this L23, and then within this you are writing this. So this will give 3 output, guys. So I will explain this concept with the help of examples. So please have a patience over here. I will going to take you on Jupyter notebook. So let me take you to the towards Jupyter notebook. So let me type over here. Just a minute, friend. Just a minute. I have to move around here. So I'm going to open Jupyter notebook over here. So guys, today agenda is not covering the list some more functionality. Then I will take you towards tuple, and then I will also going to explain the difference between list and tuple. So let me open this. In fact, today I'm going to take a new that Jupyter notebook, so that if someone joined not joined the first lecture, that they can also going to look and feel how they can play around with the Jupyter notebook. So first time when you know that come inside the Jupyter notebook, you will going to see this type of that image or picture, whatever you say, in front of you, and then you have to click over here new. Within a new, see, this Jupyter notebook is supported nowadays more than 40 languages, 40 programming languages. So it's by default Python 3 is bundled with this Jupyter notebook. And apart from this, every, that, let's say in this case, you can see R, I have installed later on. Okay, not coming by default. So anyhow, this is not the object of the session. So let's click over Python 3. So once we click over Python 3, what will happen? A new Jupyter notebook file will open in front of you. Now, by default, it's untitled 1, 2, 3, depending upon the sequence. So now you can, let's say, you can rename like this third session. Let's say I'm writing third session. Third session. So now I have renamed this. So guys, now objective here is to explain the nested list. So I am writing the comment first. Nested list and how the indexing will work with the nested list. So this is the objective of the session. So let's say, let me define one nested list. So I'm writing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm writing a list inside a list. This is nesting. So let's say I'm writing, just for simplicity, I'm taking 6, 7, 8, let's say. So you can see over, guys, it's in first go, looks like there are 6 elements, but there is a little bit tricky things over here. So let's say if we want to calculate how many elements present inside this list L, so the function is what? You have to use print. Obviously, we want to print something. Within this, we will use the function len. Len is a function that will give you the number of elements present inside the list. A list where we want to calculate the number of elements inside the list L. So guys, this will going to print total 4 elements. So I am just taking my marker over here once again. So the first element is 2, then second element is 4, then third element is 6, and the fourth element, guys, itself is a list. So when you are at the outer level, at this level, you will see this is a in single element. Maybe itself a list. Within this, there are so many elements, but at outer level, you will see it as a single element. Now, so this is in this way it works. Let's say now your objective is to extract 7 from here. So first of all, in order to extract this, how this thing will work, you just imagine this is structure like this. Within this, there is a nested list. So first of all, let's say you are at here. In order to access the element inside this list, what you have to do? First, you have to approach towards this element, single element. If you are at here, you have to approach this by assuming this is a single element. So some mechanisms to reach over here. Once you reach over here, then you can go inside this, guys. So in order to reach over here, with reference to this example, you can see over here, this is at location 0, this is at location 1, this is at location 2, this is at location 3. So if you are going to write L3, that means you are going to reach at this black portion. Now within this black portion, your objective is to reach at 6, 7, 8. Now consider this this internal structure over here. I am just removing something over here and I am writing over here 6, 7, 8. So now this L3 is the pointing to this 6, 7, 8. Now again, this is a internal list, but indexing will work in this way also. In this same way, 0, 1, and 2. So our objective is to extract this 7 from this. So how we can do it? We will write L3, means black has been reached. Now within this black, we want the first element. Means obviously second element, the output will be a 7, guys. So let me execute this code for you. So I'm going to execute this code for you. So I'm writing L3, and now within this I am writing 1. Now you can see the output. So output is 7, guys. In the same way, if you want to have the output 8, you have to write like this here. Instead of 1, you can write like 2. So this is nested indexing. You can see how it will work. Now, guys, some more scenario. Let's think of with reference to list. Let's say one list. This list is L is already with us. Let's say this list is with us. Now we want to add one more element inside this list within an existing list. If we want to add one more element, for that the function we are going to use append. Okay, so append is one operation. There is one more operation that is called expand. So sometimes there is a confusion among the users. What is the difference between these two? So first understand append, then we will understand expand, then you can compare and see yourself that what is the difference over here. So let me execute this functionality for you. So currently you can think of L is means these number of 4 elements at upper level, and of course the fourth element itself is a list, so not an issue at all. Now what I want, so guys pay attention over here. What I want, first element is 2, 4, 6, and this 6, 7, 8. Within this list, I want the next element. Means I want to add one more element. Let's say this element is hello. Let's say how we can do it. We can use this append. So this append itself is giving the meaning up and, right guys. So what does mean it? Let me take you this execution of this function. So what I'm going to write like this: L is a list. Within this dot, I'm using dot guys, and I'm writing append like this. And now I'm going to write this hello inside this. Now see what will happen. Now if you print this L, now hello has been added over here, guys. So I'm repeating once again. See, understand the syntax. Understand this syntax, please. Already existing list denoted by this letter L. I want to append in this list, so I am using append, and this is dot is required. L dot append. Within this, whatever value that I want to add at the end of the list. That's why it's append. And here, let's say one more example. Let's say I am going to take my name DP Sharma. Let's say. So let me execute one more times. You can see over here. Let me execute this. So if I execute this once again, let L, then dot, then append. Now if I just take one more, let's say, and need not to be any integer. Maybe instead of DP Sharma, you might, let's say, take 5.5. Let's say value 5.5. And now see it. I have executed this. Now try to print this value of L. So this value of L is going to be this. So you can see over here, append operation is going to, that add the element at the last of the list. Okay. Now take, so you can think of this L is a one list. In fact, let me just first create some blank cell. Then I will show you some more example over here, guys. So guys, you think of L is a one list of how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements. Now think of there is a L1. I am going to create a new list. L1 is equal to, let's say, in this list, let's say 5, 6, 2 elements. And now guys, as I told you, a list can consist of one more list in it. Nested listing is possible. So what I am going to do over here now, I am trying to, that L is a big list. Inside big list, I want to add those elements inside the list. One option is what? Let's say L is what? This is L. In this, one of possibilities what? Just I can add as a single element. This list treated as a single element, and I want to add in this way. This is one possibility. Another possibility is what? Instead of this, what I am trying to do over here, I am basically just adding 5, 6 separate element, guys, not as a list. Not as a list. Here I am just adding as a list. Within a list, these two elements. But at upper level, these are single container, list only. So how we can achieve this? In order to achieve this, we will use append. And in order to achieve this, we will use expand. This is a difference, guys. So let me execute this thing for you. Then things will be much more clear. So let's say I am writing capital L. In that, I want to append this small list L1. I am passing L1 over here, guys. Now see this. I have executed this. L1 is not defined. The reason is what? You can see over here, there is no input. We have not executed this. Computer not knowing what is the value of L1. We have to first execute this. Now computer know what is L1. L1 means 5 and 6 a single small list. If I execute now this, it will execute it. Now you can see if I print this value of L, this will be printed like this. So now you can see over here what I have mentioned over here, same aspect you have achieved over here. Now, if I going to use instead of this append, let's say if I use expand dot syntax is same. Expand, and again I am going to use L1. I can see over guys, this is expand. Some confusion is there. So let me, so guys, sometimes what happens, there is might be a confusion over here. So how we can remove this confusion? So guys, all functionality I'm going to use. Sometimes mistakes, that we can learn something more concept over here. So let's say expand. We want to use this expand function, and we are confused whether this is supported by list or not. So how we can do it? Just basically we can, use this. We can use this, this the definition how we are going to use this function. We can just take the help by pressing shift and tab. By pressing shift and tab. So guys, I think something is wrong within my computer, is not working right now. So not an issue. So let me execute this once again. L, and then I'm saying expand. Sorry, not expand. It's my bad. It's not expand. This is extended. Extend, not expand. This is extend, guys. Sorry. This is my mistake. My bad. This is extend. That's why this error was coming. Extend, not expand, guys. This is my bad.
Sir. In chat option as well, people are writing it. It's extend. It's spelling
yes.
mistake.
This is my bad. My bad.
Yes.
Sometimes it happens in flow. So extend.
Yes, sir. No worries.
So you can write like the extend, and then this L1. So guys, this is the difference between. Now you can see over here, if you execute this, you can see over here now 5 and 6 has been added as an individual capacity, not as a part of the list. So this is that I want to cover, and there are so many functionality are there, and as and when we move further, we will going to exploit other functionality present in this list. So this is all about list, guys. So now guys, one more thing that you might have that noticed over here. Let's say, in fact, I will cover once again over here. Let's say, let me remove this first. So L, this is the value of L. If I say L, please write on the chat window, all of you. What will be the value of this 3? What is the value of 013? Can you write on the chat window?
Sir, you can access chat window, right?
Just a minute. I am just checking.
Abhisheka is saying 6, 7, 8 will be the output, and Akshay, Pooja, Satish.
Okay. So everyone saying 6, 7, 8. Yes.
6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Yes. 6, 7, 8. Yes. All of you are correct, guys. Now, guys, so let's say 6, 7, 8. Now, one more thing, the concept that I want to cover over here, that is mutability. So there is a concept in Python that is mutable and immutable. So mutable is what? In place change is allowed. In place change is allowed. Okay, and here in place change will not be allowed. So list fall in this category. If you create a list and later on you want to modify that list, in place modification is possible, guys. That is not the case of a tuple. So next agenda is a tuple. So let me show you what I'm trying to say over here. So let's say we know this L is this, and we know L3 is this. So before changing, I am writing here before change, I am just noting down the address. I am saying ID of L. In place means I am talking about address. So let me print this. So this is address, guys. Please make a note over here. Now what I'm going to do, instead of L3 having this, now I'm going to make a modification over here. I'm going to say L3 is equal to, let's say I'm saying 1000. Now I'm going to execute this. Now let's see if I print this value of L. Let me print over here. Now you can see over, guys, here, if we compare the earlier value before the change has been made, 678 was their location. Now this has been changed over here, guys. Now before change, the address was this, and my claim is the address will be same, because we are saying in place means at the same address. Let's say list has created on this address. So whatever list over here, we can make modification inside this list, and the address of the list will not change, guys. This is claim. In place change is allowed. What is, so you can see over here, in order to prove this comment, again I am going to write this ID of L. Now you can see over here, the address is same. Address has not changed, guys. You can see over here, address has not changed. In place change is there, and address has not changed. But we will see in case of tuple, first of all, system will not allow. If it is allowed, then you will see the same variable, but going to have a different address. So let me take you towards tuple. So let me cover some theory related to tuple. So first of all, guys, I guess all of you might aware about the concept of readable. When you sometime open a file, and when you try to change in Word file or Excel file, computer sometimes prompt you, this is a read-only file, you cannot make a change. First you save at your local machine, then you can change. Guys, so this is read-only. In the same way, sometimes people used to say tuple, sometimes people used to say, just a minute, guys, tuple is a read-only copy of list. This list where change are allowed. That's why we are saying list is mutable. And in tuple, changes are not allowed. That's why we are saying read-only copy. Means only you can read it, guys. So what does mean it? Let's go into much more detail. So guys, first of all, we are talking about tuple. So how tuple are different from a list at initial level looking wise. So as we have already seen, list is represented by the square bracket. This tuple going to be represented by this bracket, curly braces. Okay. Now question is how we can create a tuple. So first of all, I'm going to create how we can create an empty tuple. In order to create empty tuple, just we have to write like a statement like this. Any variable you can take. I have, for analogy, I have taken t. If you write this statement going to create a tuple, and that tuple is empty tuple. This is in this way you can create an empty tuple. Now let's say your objective is to create a tuple with multiple elements. You want to create a tuple with multiple elements. How can do it? Let's say t is, now you're writing 4, 5, 6. The concept is same. Like in case of list, every element was separated with the comma. In case of tuple as well, every element gets separated with comma. Okay, so this is the way we can create a tuple of multiple elements. Now nested tuple is also possible. Nested tuple means within a tuple t, let's say you are saying 4, 5, 6, and within this, let's say the fourth element you are saying, let's say 1, 2, let's say. This is also possible. Sometimes it is also possible. You may write like this 4, 5. Let's say the third element is a list, and then say 4, 5. So all possible combination you can think of. So in this, if you at here someone asks you how many elements are there, you will say 1, 2, 3, and 4 elements. Okay, and in inner level you might say these number of elements, but obviously when you're going to apply this length function over t, it will return, guys, 4 elements. So now some more properties, guys. Here this parenthesis, consider this definition. If you're writing this is going to create a tuple. In fact, if you're writing like this, t is equal to 4 comma 5. So guys, this also going to create a tuple. What does mean it? It means this bracket is optional. Whether you are going to add it or not, computer will add automatically on your behalf. Computer will add while storing inside memory. Computer will add over here. So this is optional. So guys, once again, what I'm trying to say, either you write this or maybe you can write like this: t4, 5, 6, all going to create a tuple. Okay, guys, this is one thing. So guys, a lot of theory has been covered over here. One last the concept in creation of a tuple, then we will explore all the example in the code itself. So now let me take you guys this one last example in theory. So let's say you want to create a tuple with a single element. This is a very important concept, guys. You want to create a tuple with single element. So you may write like this: t is equal to 5. And you might be thinking that now, because I have used this braces over here, curly braces over here, the tuple has been created by the system. No. When you're going to use this function type of t, it will return integer. Output will be integer, guys. Or maybe you are writing like this: t is equal to, let's say, within this you are writing BP Sharma, let's say. So when you say type, it will say output is a string. So guys, where we are wrong? We are wrong in a sense, as far as syntax of Python, if you want to create a single element tuple, so after writing element value, you have to use this comma. Like in case of DP Sharma, again, you have to use, let me write properly once again. Let me write properly. So this is string. Now after this, basically you have to use this comma and then this bracket. So I will explain all those things in coding. So let me take you on the code editor. So Aditi, any query?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can we take some doubts, please?
Yes.
Yes. So, sir, let me, Akshay, can you please unmute yourself and please clear your doubts? Akshay, are you there?
Give chance to other person.
Yes, yes, sure. So, as of now, let me see. Yeah. So, many of the people are asking, like, can we create list within a tuple or vice versa?
Yes, I have given this example.
Okay.
This example, guys, you can see over here. This example. In this
Uh,
example, I have created tuple, and this tuple consists of list,
mhm.
and this is a tuple itself, and vice
Okay.
versa. And depth is also that given a freedom by the Python. You can think of list within a list within another list. You can go at any level as per your requirement, at up to any depth as per your requirement. Python will not
Okay.
mind it. It will give freedom to create a list or tuple in such a way.
Okay, so Lena, please have a note of this example. Yeah, and quick yes in the chat box if it's clear from your end. And so Pooja is asking, can we include tuple in nested list?
Yes,
Okay.
you can think of when you are including tuple. You think in this way.
Mm-hmm.
You are putting one inside of one big container. You are putting a small container. That is always possible in real life also. In big container you can always keep a small container, or maybe, but this is just a logical symbolically example I'm trying to give over here. Here basically you can
Okay.
think of what I'm trying to say over here. This
Mm-hmm.
let's say I'm changing the color over here. So this is a big container. Within this I'm going to trying to keep a small container. This is another small container. So that is always possible.
Yes, yes.
You can think of list and tuple as a container. Container means where you can keep your more than one element collection, and that as I already discussed with you, that element of collection of elements may be of any combination of basic data types, as well as now today I have already explained to you. In those collection, you can also have within a list. You can have another list. Within a list, you can have a tuple. Any
Mm-hmm.
order you can think of, all those mix and match is allowed. Only the difference in case of list and tuple, that is mutability, that I will explain to you. So first, whatever theory I have explained over here, I want to execute all those concepts live through Jupyter Notebook. So we are ready to go.
Yes, Akshay, I'm giving you last chance. You can unmute yourself.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Hi. Yeah. So, sir, thanks a lot for conducting this session, first of all. So, actually, I had a doubt in the example that you were showing earlier related to lists. And just before you were discussing about mutability and immutability. So, you had replaced the third element with a particular number, like 1,000. Is there a way that we can insert before that instead of replacing? Like, that is
Yes,
just my question.
yes, is there. For example, in fact,
Yeah.
see that list provides hundreds of that function. So here idea is to just introduce the concept of list. In order to answer the query, let's say list is. I'm just not going to execute. I'm just explaining.
Okay, sure.
1, 2, 3. Okay. And in fact, for a better proper understanding, you can think of, let's say, instead of 3, let's say you are writing 4 or maybe 5. Okay. Now your objective is in between 2 and 5, you want to have 4. You want to insert 4 over here, right?
Right.
So what you will do, you will use L dot insert is one function. Okay. So insert will take 2 value. Here you will specify at which location you want. So this is 0th location.
0, 1.
This is one location, and this is going to be virtually second location. To insert at the second location. Now it's a value. Which value? 4. So when you execute this, you will going to have that receive this output 1, 2, 4, 5.
Okay. Okay, got it.
And
Thank
5
you.
will get first 5 will get shifted. Then okay. So
Got
there are
it.
different functionality. Okay. So just idea here is just try to that capture the basic essence of the data structure, and later on you can play around with all the functionality that you want to play around. Right?
Yes, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other query?
Great, Akshay. Avishika, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Hi, good evening all. I was a query regarding what if you put in the example what you shown here in a tuple there is a list. If I put a comma just next to 5, then that will be considered as a tuple again.
So what you are trying to say, 5 comma, right?
Yes.
This is, see, as I told you, somewhere here, this bracket is optional. Here I told you, bracket is optional. I have written optional. So if you write like this, p is equal to 5, this is also going to treat it as a tuple.
Okay.
And this is different from this. This is an integer type, right?
Okay.
This is tuple because we are using this comma after this. So comma is very important role to play over here, right?
Okay. Okay, got it.
So now I'm going to take. Yes.
Thank
so
you.
now I'm going to.
Yeah, and one more last thing is there. Like Kashish is asking, it is important to show comma in tuple or it's optional?
See, these brackets are optional. These brackets are optional, but comma is not optional. Comma is just some symbolic separator, symbolic separator sense. Let's say tuple is what? Collection of elements. Each element must be separated by some thing. So that is Python has taken comma as a separator. So this is not optional. This is compulsory. In fact, you can see over here in this example, when we try to create a tuple with a single element, then again Python is enforcing us, please use comma, right? See the importance comma.
Yes, sir.
We are not using, then it will treat something else rather than treating tuple, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
Now, can I move to this Jupyter Notebook now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll go with practical stuff.
Okay. Yes. So let me remove this. So now my can you confirm, Aditi, my screen is clear now?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
So guys, let's say I have to create some space over here. So currently this, you can see the last cell is selected. So what I will do, I will press escape. The moment I will press escape, see, currently this is the green color. Now see, now I have pressed the escape. Now color is changed to blue, means edited mode is there. Then I will type double V as many times. Double V means, see this, B means below. 2 times B. Okay, so you can create a cell over here. So guys, let me take you towards that how to create a, let's say, empty tuple. So in order to create an empty tuple, I told you what you can do over here. Just what you can do over here, just let's say t is equal to, you are writing this only. So this will create empty tuple, guys. Now you can cross check over here. Let's see what cross check with the type and t. Now computer will say tuple. So this is empty tuple has been created, guys. Now tuple with multiple elements, how you can create? Tuple with multiple elements. Tuple with multiple elements. This is something like, let's say, t, any variable, need not to be t all the time. T1 is equal to, let's say, I'm going to use, let's say, 1, 2, 3, or maybe I want to show this is optional. So let's say I'm not using this bracket now. Now you can see over here I have executed this. Now if I check the type of T1, system will say T1 is equal to tuple. You can see over here, guys. Now let me take the example of nested tuple. So let's say in case of nested tuple, what I'm let's say take one more tuple, T2 is equal to, let's say T2, let's say I'm going to take 1, 4, let's say mix is also possible. Hello, hello, just a minute. Hello. Now I am going to use a tuple inside that tuple. And now guys, at upper level, this tuple will be treated as a single small container. Within this tuple, you can have n number of elements. No issue at all, guys. Okay, but at upper level, this whole collection will be treated as a single element. Now here itself, you can write like 4, 5. So it's perfectly fine. Now you can say over here, let's say if you check the type of the T2, it's a tuple. In fact, if you're going to check the length of the tuple, so I guess, guys, if you can write the what will be the answer in the chat window? What will be the length of tuple? All of you guys, please type the answer in chat window.
Guys, you can send the answer to all penalties and attendees. Click on
Yes.
all penalties and attendees and send the answer.
Yes,
Sir,
yes.
someone
So,
is saying 4 and 3, 4 and 3 are the answers.
so anyone that you can that just raise your hand that saying answer is 3. Why they are saying answer is 3?
Okay. So guys, raise hand if you have a valid verification of the answer. Pooja is saying 5. Tinky is saying 4. Yes, Pramod, you can unmute yourself.
Hello, sir. So every time whenever we are considering is a tuple, we have to use that the 1, 4, hello and the 4, 5. That is a tuple. Instead of tuple, there is also tuple, right? So we have to say that it's an element of 4.
Yes.
Right.
1,
and what?
2, 3,
3,
and
4.
4. This will be treated as a single element.
Element, right?
Because you consider the structure is like this: first element, second element, third element, and here you are seeing one more tuple, right? This is
right.
structure. So here in this case, this single, let's say you are at this location. So for you, this is a single container, right? Within this, there may be, you can think of basically, let's say you are here and these are house number 1, house number 2, house number 3, house number 4, let's say. Okay. So it's irrelevant, that irrelevant things for you. If I ask you basically that number of members inside each house, that is not we are going to consider over here. We are going to consider this: how many houses are there. We are not bothered about how many members within the house, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So why Pooja is saying 5?
Okay, so yeah, Pooja is saying 5. So Pooja, can you unmute yourself? Yes, unmute yourself and give the verification of the answer.
Aditi, I said I said 4. I think there is someone having same name.
Okay. There is Pooja 95661 as well. Okay. There's the 2 Poojas. Fine. Okay, so you have a valid verification for 4.
Okay. So can I move further if everything is clear to all of you? And one last thing that I want to show all of you guys, that is what in case of tuple, at least for creating a tuple, as I told you, if we are going to write like this, t is equal to let's say simple 5, or maybe you have used this code also. Now you might be in a frame of mind that tuple has been created, but you will be surprised when you're going to see the type. This is an integer. So how the things will be corrected then? You have to use this comma over here. Now I'm guys at 27, I'm going to use comma over here. Now I'm going to execute further it. Now if I'm going to execute this type, it is tuple now guys. Same, not only in case of number, it's also valid in case of string also. For example, let's say t is equal to, let's say I am using, let's say Aditi, let's say. Okay. Now I am an impression that in fact use this bracket also. I am an impression that tuple has been created. Now you will be surprised if I type t over here, it will give a string str. So there is a problem. I have not used this comma. So guys, this bracket is optional, but this comma is not optional. So this is going to be like this. Now you can see tuple. In fact, if I write like this, t, let's say new create t11 is equal to, let's say simple. I'm without comma. I'm using Aditi, let's say the name, and then this comma, and I have not used guys this curly braces. Now if I'm going to spelling mistake, yes, Aditi, oh, just a minute, sorry Aditi, just a minute, yes. Now so this is there guys. Now you can see over here the bracket are optional. Let me prove this thing for you. So this is there. Now if I say type t11, now you see this is tuple. So guys, please make note over here. This curly braces are optional, but comma is not optional. Comma is required. Maybe you are just creating a tuple with a single element, guys. Again, it's required. Okay. Now tuple we have we learn how to create the tuple. So let's say assume a scenario. Let's tuple is with us. Now we want to that play around the data stored inside the tuple. So first of all, first question that in fact yesterday class itself asked by someone else, what is the difference between tuple and the list? Okay, so first of all, when you talk about similarity, both can that support collection of elements, and those collection of elements need not to be of same type. There might be mix and match. Let's say one element of a string type, another element of character type, another element of maybe that float type, maybe a list type, maybe a tuple type. So mix and match both are supporting. Only difference is what, if you recall, just a few 10 or 15 minutes back, we have taken one example where L3 initially something else and we replaced with 1000. That was allowed in case of list, but you will see in case of tuple it will not be allowed. So for example, I'm going to show you what I'm trying to show you guys over here. Let's say I am just first I will going to create tuple like this 1, 2, 4, 10. So this is a tuple of the 4 elements, simplest case. So let's say if you print L2, answer will be 4 guys. Now you want to try to replace this L2 with 1000, let's say. This is not allowed guys. This was allowed in case of list. In case of list, things was allowed because list was mutable, means you can make a change, but this is immutable. System will say error. Hey boss, this is not allowed. System will say like this. Okay, so you can see over here. I'm going to show this thing for you. Let's say you are creating a again. Maybe you can take L symbolic variable. You can take anything. So I'm creating a tuple with the name L 1, 2, 3, 4, or let's say then 10, fifth element. Now I want to replace this 3 with 1000. So first of all, how we can do that? Let me execute this. So you can see how we can print this 3. If we use 0, 1, 2 indexing, then 3 will get printed. Our intention is just replace this 3 with 1000, let's say. So we will write the instruction like this and see what will happen. When we try to execute this, system will say tuple object does not support item assignment, means you are trying to assign L2 the second element, the confound value. That is not allowed, guys. That is not allowed. Okay, this is a one case. And in fact, if you recall, what I told you, in place changes are not allowed. In place changes are not allowed. So forget about in place thing. That I will take one more example. What this means by in place. In this case, we are talking about simple change. That is also not allowed. Okay, that is also not allowed, guys. Now let me take you one more example. What means by in place change over here? So let me take you. Let me first create some space over here. So now, guys, what you can do over here. So what I'm trying to in place is what? Let's say what is L over here? L is a tuple. We know what is the value of L? 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Guys, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, guys, 1 minute.
Guys, I think
Yes,
I
yes.
have some issues.
No, no, no,
Is
no.
everything fine?
Yes, yes, fine, everything fine. Actually, my
Okay.
daughter came to me that Mama is not here, so I have to take care of her also.
Okay, no problem, sir. It's
Okay.
completely fine.
Sorry, guys. So
Yeah.
now what I'm saying, L is a tuple with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 element. Now someone might argue, sir, what you are saying that a change is not allowed. Someone might write in this thing once again for us. Let's say, sir, I can show you the change is allowed and I can create a new tuple. And in fact, before just writing a new tuple, let me show you the address of this tuple L. This is at this address, guys. Please make a note of this address. Okay. Now what will happen, guys? Now what will happen, guys? Now let someone might argue, just change this tuple. Just change this tuple with another tuple. For example, let's say I am saying 4, 5. Now you can see, guys, with the same name, but I am now taking another tuple. So you might argue, sir, you were saying change is not allowed. And here basically we can easily see the change is allowed. Of course, change is allowed. Now, before change, this was the address. And after changing, the address has changed. This is not that earlier one tuple. This is a new tuple, guys. You can see over here, the address is changed. That's why in place change is not allowed, guys. In case of list, we learned there that before and after the address was not changed. But in case of tuple, the address got changed, guys. First of all, in first go, the change was not allowed. But someone cleverly trying to disprove your claim by showing this example, then once again you can come back and you say, guys, see that in place change is not allowed. Change is there, but in place change is not allowed. What does mean it? Before change, this was a tuple that was something else, and after change, that tuple was something else, guys. Not same. So I have made this point, and I think it's clear to all of you. If someone have any query, please type on the chat window. This is a very important concept, mutable and immutable, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There is some questions in the chat box. Are you able to see Pooja and Shehnaz? Shahneez is Shahzeen, sorry, is asking something.
Just a minute, I will check it.
Yeah, Pooja and Shahzeen.
For every listen tuple, there must be an address. Yes.
Yes.
In fact, I told you in the first lecture, everything in Python is an object. And since anything is an object, there must be one address that must be associated with this object, because every object is ultimately going to reside inside the memory, and memory means address.
And sir, please solve the doubt of Pooja as well. Address is where tuple is located in drive.
What Pooja is saying?
Yeah, the query above the Shahzeen.
Let me explain this. Where? Yes, Aditi. Pooja, can you unmute? I can't see.
Okay.
Just
Let me
unmute,
give.
Pooja. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Yes, Pooja, can you unmute yourself?
Pooja, unmute yourself. Otherwise, we are good to go for next
Okay.
topic.
No problem. Sir, Pramod wants to unmute as well.
Yes, Pramod.
Sir, in line number, in above example, you have in the tuple, you have used that the square bracket in the tuple.
Where?
Square bracket.
I have not used square bracket. Where I have used?
Sir, in upper example, I think in line number of 40, above example, we are
What?
getting the error, no? Yeah, here. See, in line number of 37, we have the tuple, right? It's L is equal, yeah.
Yes.
Then after that, whenever we are replacing that L and then using the square bracket, here can we use that?
This is not a square bracket. This is for indexing operator.
Okay. Got it.
Indexing operator to access the element, right?
Okay, fine.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, sir, Gyani, can you please unmute yourself?
Yeah, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, please check the line number 43 and 44. Please come down.
Yes.
Please.
Just a minute. Yes.
Sir, my question is, when you have changed the tuple from 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 to 4, 5, now the latest tuple is 4, 5, is it located at the 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 0 is the location, right? But I want to get the access of previous tuple. That is, I want to access 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. How can we do this after we change the location? Yes.
Just please let me know one more thing. Let's say if I am writing x is equal to 5, okay? And I am writing some more instruction. Then again I am writing x is equal to 10. So once you execute this 5 will destroy, na?
File will be updated or destroyed.
Destroyed. Yes. Same thing happen over here. You think in this way, L is pointing to this object.
But I understand. But memory location is there in the RAM, where the L previously tuple is listed. So is there?
I am trying to answer your query. Just look this diagram. So at this moment, L is pointing.
Yes.
This is a memory diagram. Okay.
Right.
The moment you write L is equal to. So as I told you in the yesterday lecture, in fact first lecture also, this is equal to sign. Here is a variable. Okay. Here the value will come. In case of Python, first this value treatment has happened over here.
Understand.
So 4 and 5, this object is going to create it. Now you are saying L is equal to 4, 5. So L earlier was pointing to this. Now L start pointing to this object.
Understand.
Okay. Now what will happen for this object? No one is pointing now. When there is no reference for a particular object, this will automatically be destroyed by the Python environment.
So memory. Okay. So memory space allocated by these 5 elements of previous tuple will be freed automatically.
Yes, automatically Python garbage collector will free all those space.
Okay. So whatever the latest list is there, the L will be located to latest list tuple.
L will start pointing to latest.
Latest tuple. Right. And the new location will be allocated to new tuple or new list.
Yes.
Okay. So
because this L is somehow symbolically you can think of L is somehow giving this address somehow related to this object.
Understand. So there is no chance. There is no chance if I want to get the access of previous list or tuple.
No. You have to make arrangement. See, something will exist in the memory. At least one variable should refer to that object.
Right.
Okay. See, what will happen? I can tell you there is a concept of reference counter in Python.
Yes, reference counter.
Okay. So when you are saying x is equal to 5, later on you are saying y is equal to 5. So what will happen inside the memory? 5 is now pointed by 2 variables.
Yes. No issue.
Okay. So reference count for 5 is 2.
Yes.
Then for a particular object, when the reference count is 0, that means 0 means what? Actually, no one is referring to this.
Mm.
So that means no, there is no requirement.
Mhm.
So why unnecessary you will want to keep this? And no variable basically that referring this value. That means there is no requirement. That's why no variable is referring to this value as per the logic. So obviously, why you keep this? That is also not required. Okay.
Done, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So there are one more, like few more doubts we have. Goshant, can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, Aditi. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So, sir, I have this question. If tuple is immutable, I mean, we cannot make changes in the tuple, then is there any specific scenarios where we use tuple? Because I see list is better than tuple because we can edit it.
See, I want to give two examples. One is supporting list, one is supporting tuple. Okay. For example, let's say you're supposed to go for market. So your mother might say, can you just bring me something, some vegetable, and some list is given to you, right? And when you are in a market, let's say your mom called up you, can you purchase something more that is earlier not there, but can you purchase something more? So you are adding something inside the list. So, and maybe sometimes mother might say, oh, no need to purchase this item is already lying in our house, no need to purchase. So you will delete that item, right? So in such scenario, list is perfect match.
Okay.
Right? There is another scenario, tuple. Tuple means once it is created, you can't destroy, you can't change, right?
Correct.
Right. So for example, let's say you are working in an organization where some, that certain, that consider the central government employees. There is certain that allowances, percentage allowances, 10% allowance for the HRA, 15% allowance for something. So that percentage is fixed among all the employees. Okay. That something is going to be fixed. So obviously, the tuple is a choice.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Okay. Got it?
Yeah. Got it.
Yes. Any other query?
Yes, sir. Yes. Navid, you can unmute yourself.
Okay. Sir, is there any size variation in tuple and this list?
What? Pardon once again.
It's size variation, like both are having same size, or tuple is having different size and list is having different size. Size variation, I'm asking you, sir.
No. I'm not getting your question.
I'm saying like, does tuple is having larger size than list, or list is having larger size than tuple?
See, it's a tricky question, and as a data scientist need not to worry at this level. Okay, why I'm saying this list, tuple, all these things has been implemented through C programming, right? Okay, so what I suggest you need not to go there, because I know if I go in that direction, that things will change drastically. Then you will say why this different, why this. So better not to basically that worry about this question, because this as data scientist is not required.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want, later on you can connect with me. I will explain to you.
Fine, sir. Thank you. Thanks.
Great. Neol UHRC, you can unmute yourself. You are raising hand since last, many times.
Can I be heard?
Yes. Yeah, please ask.
Yes. Thank you very much for the report. Yes. Now I wanted to find out, can we have the L tuple in form of plot, like 0.5, 1.5, comma, then 2.5, like that?
Okay, so rather than integer values, you want float values.
It is possible.
Yes, it is.
It's possible. For example, 3.55.
Yes.
Just a minute. You can see over here, right?
So yeah, it is taking float values.
See, I told you what is list and tuple. Container consists of collection of elements. Collection of elements. So those elements may be an integer type, float type, bool type, complex type, maybe a string type, or maybe a list within a list is possible. Maybe a within a list tuple is also possible. So all the possible combination you can think of that may be part of the list. Right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Any other query?
So one last query we have. Avishika, you can unmute yourself. This is the last query we are taking, and then we'll proceed further.
Oh, thanks, Aditi.
Yeah.
So we just have a question regarding the append and extend. So only we can append at the end of the list, or we can mute it, or we can change at any position of the list by this append.
Up end itself is telling up end. Okay. Append itself is telling that we are going to add the element in the existing list at the end.
Okay.
And if you want to add the element at a particular location, for that insert we have to use. I have already explained this insert also.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great, great. Yes, sir. Continue, please.
Okay. So till now, what we have learned? How to create a tuple. Now we will play around with the tuple. So obviously, indexing operator and slicing operator, the way used to work in case of list, in the same way it will work with the tuple. So I will going to take some example in the board. Then I will take you back on the coding part. So let me take you on board. So let's say T is a tuple, and I'm going to take one. Intentionally, I'm writing that by taking some distance between two consecutive numbers. So let's say for simplicity, I have taken, let's say 15, let's say 5 elements. So indexing will work in the same way. So this is at location 0, this is at location 1, this is at location 2, 3, and 4. And this in technical language is called indexing. Index position, basically. Index position. So this is positive indexing means forward direction. Positive indexing means forward direction. Means from start to end, in this way we are moving. And there is a Python has given one additional indexing. I already discussed in last lecture. Negative indexing that start from the end of the list of tuple. So -3, -4, -5. So let's say if I write T of -5 with square bracket. This square bracket, when I'm trying to access, means single element. So output will be 1, because at -5 location 1 is stored. Or maybe if you write like this T is 0, then again output will be 1. So we have the choice whether we want to use negative indexing or we want to use positive indexing. You can see the scheme is here, and accordingly the way basically we have play around with the list, in the same way we can play around with the tuple. So this is all about indexing. Now in slicing, guys, I told you slicing basically the proper syntax, exact syntax is like this. And within this, I told you this is start, this is end, and this is step. I have already covered to you. One thing that I want to cover today here, in fact, in last lecture itself, I just mentioned it, but not discussed in depth. Yeah, this is optional thing. This is optional thing. What I'm trying to say, optional thing is what? Let's say instead of this, let's say this is T. One option is what? Basically, let's see. Within this, I am saying, please fetch from 0 to third location, and step size is 1. This is one way of writing, and the output will be like this same thing. The way basically we have play around with the list. 0 means that our start location, the start pointer is pointing at this location. This is start. Sorry. Just a minute, guys. Just give me just a minute. Here 0. 0 means this is a start location. Start pointer is pointing at the location 0. Means this pointer is pointing this value. And end pointer at 3. So end pointer at 3. So guys, as I told you, whatever value that is pointed by end pointer will not be printed, guys. This will not be returned to us. This 10 will not return to us. We can say cross something like this. Now, what value return to us? Between 1 to 5. Now step size is 1. So first time 1 will get returned. Then from 1 to 2, 1 step jump. As per the step size, now 2 will get returned. 2 to 5, then 5 will get returned. This will be the output. And 5 to 10, when you move over here, this is pointed by the end pointer, so this will not get returned. So this is one way of thinking. Now, what is this optional means what, guys? Let's say sometime I may write like this. Please pay attention over here. I may write like this. In fact, this is also optional. This is also optional, guys. In fact, I can write like this. I can write like this. So what will happen, guys, over here? When nothing is written over here, then what computer will do? Computer will automatically decide what should be the value of start. So let's say if this you are going to execute this, what does mean it? It means this start location, no value has been specified, no value has been specified by the programmer. We are the programmer. So we have not conveyed anything about start to the computer. In the same way, we have not conveyed anything regarding end, and we have not conveyed anything regarding step. So what will happen, guys? What computer will do? Computer will make sure it once this gets converted with the proper value, then only execution will start. Guys, make a point over here. This as a programmer, we have written the code. Computer will not execute this. Computer wants this format, then only it will execute. So first, computer will take responsibility on its own, and it will assign some number over here. Once the number is assigned, that is assigned over here, then execution will start, guys. Then I am using the word then. So now question is, when this how that numbers will going to be generated by the computer, and when it is generated, how computer going to generate? So obviously, out of these three, the computer will generate for the first time. It will generate step value. If it is specified by the user, that's well fine. If it is not specified by the user, then in this case, step will be taken as 1. So by default, computer is already programmed in such a way. If it's not defined anything by the programmer, please put 1 over here, right? So this is a default mechanism for the step. I'm repeating once again. If you have not specified anything, over here, guys, in that case, what you will do? You will basically first but things will basically leave for the computer. What computer will do? Computer first decide the default value for the step, and that is by default 1. Once again, I'm repeating, if step is not specified, then computer will take 1 on its own. Now, computer has taken 1, and 1 means positive value, it's a forward direction. Now, start value will be taken at 0 because things is starting with 0. And the last basically is what? And how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. So here basically computer will take 5 value over here. Or in other words, you can think of, let me write properly one more thing, 0. Then 5, basically you can think of length of t, and 1. Length of t over here is 5. So generally, basically computer will work in this way. So this expression will get evaluated, then only after that execution will start. So Aditi, this is little bit tricky concept. So I want that some discussion should happen with the participants. So anyone that wants to have some discussion, they can raise the question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. People wants to ask. So for all of you in here, whomever have a doubt, please raise hand and then I'll unmute you. So Gyani, can you please unmute yourself? Yeah. So Avishika, you can ask.
Okay, so this is if I understood, this is just a 1D format, like there is no column, no rows. So in that scenario, the what computer will decide, like how to pick the start value and the entire length. Maybe it is too much I'm asking, or
in case of 2D, the same things will not only 2D, 3D, 4D, it will work for all the dimension separately, but it will work in the same way, same approach. First, it will decide the by default value of a step, and if a start is not defined, then it will go for a start, and if it is not defined for end, it will go for end also, right?
Yes, but in that case, what will be the length? How it will decide which way it will calculate the length? If I'm asking the right question.
What are you talking about?
Just imagine like we have a big Excel sheet with multiple rows and columns, and
one
in
more
that
thing,
case,
one more thing. Your question is logical. This question is logical, but what will happen? Whenever we play around with the data set for data analytics, that is some sort of Excel file structure, right?
Yes, yes.
So whenever we are going to play with the Excel file structure, for that 99% of the cases we will not going to play with the list. Okay, there is another data structure that is called data frame. For that we will be going to use NumPy and Pandas library, right? So there basically you will going to see the structure like row, comma, column. So when you talk about Excel data structure, so you will going to use this terminology row and column. So that format going to work with this NumPy and Pandas structure, right?
Okay, I got it now.
And here basically this thing you can achieve through nested list. But again, this course is not all about teaching Python in depth. I suppose to teach only those concepts of Python that is required to solve the data analytics problem. This course is not all about that covering the Python in depth totally, because that is not required, right?
I mean, it depends. If it depends how it is, but we want to know more about so that we can apply it.
No, that's what I'm saying. See, when you want to cover Python with all aspects, that is not possible by a single human being to cover it, right?
Yeah, of course.
and here the course objective is what? To cover Python or uncover Python in such a way that you can solve the data science problem, right? Correct. So I will be touch upon those methodology that is used for data science.
Okay.
Right? But at the same time, if you want to have a discussion separately, I will help you out, because I used to cover Python as a 40-hour course, not data science. Python as a 40-hour course. There I used to teach in depth.
Okay.
Okay. So that is not possible over here, and in fact that is also not required. And that is
maybe
also
I'm naive. Maybe I'm very naive to comment.
Not an issue. That is also not required. Okay. Because the takeaway is very less. Because all the functionality that is given in Python, that is given with the point of view. Someone wants going to use Python for networking. Someone wants going to do that Python for that app development, website development. And here this course is totally different in that aspect. Here we are going to use for data analytics purpose. So unnecessary the things that required for other purposes, that component of Python, why we are going to use over here? Why we are going to read over here, right?
Yes, yes. It popped up like to mean that how the computer will decide the length when there is a 2D. So I was with
again here basically that row measure, column measure, lot of things internally. See, this is a logical view that things is we are visualizing 2D, 3D. But in computer, all are stored in a sequence, single dimension only. This is logical view. Okay, this is logical view. We are saying 2 dimension, 3 dimension, matrix, something like that. But inside the computer memory, that is not visible to us. That all the element is stored in the sequential way, right?
I'm not actually computer guy, so maybe.
Okay, so no need to worry at all. In fact, no need to go over there. Otherwise, you will get confused yourself.
Yeah, but I got what I supposed to.
So if you are not a computer guy, then what I suggest for you, whatever basically I am covering, at least try to catch those things, because I will be very specific. The things that is required for data science, that I'm going to cover. I will not touch upon the things that is maybe part of Python, but not required for data science. That's sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They'll, these things make these guys confused as well.
Yes.
Yeah, because Python is a whole C, and in 60 to 65 hours will, it's difficult to cover all of them, right?
And the
Yeah.
top of this, there is no takeaway.
Yeah.
If you do ready to do hard work, but nothing you are going to get it, then unnecessary. Why you are wasting your time? Okay. So, but rest assured, I can give guarantee whatever we are covering. If you are covering that, that is more than sufficient to take a job in the market.
Thanks.
Yes, definitely. So for all of like we have more participants in here. Gyani, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, sir. Good evening, sir. Once again.
Good evening.
Sir, I have two questions. Number one, I want to assess the last element of the tuple or the list using forward direction and first element using the reverse direction. This is my first question.
So, sir, I'm just sorry for interrupting you. This is already answered over here.
Sir, last element, sir, last element only.
No, you're talking about first element through that forward direction. Last element over here, very simple.
Sir, how can we write it?
Very simple over here. Same analogy. This last indexing is 4 and minus 1. Okay. So either you can write like this T minus 1. It will give 15 as output.
Sir, I want to know the forward direction. T4.
T4 is 15.
Understand. But there is no formula for the slicing for the getting the last element of the from the tuple, like start and then step.
Okay. So you can write like this.
Yes.
T. Okay.
Colon.
Okay.
And
starting with 4. Okay. And
starting with 4. Okay.
4. Okay. And see, this 4 means start point.
Yes.
Pointer and end pointer. You can think of whatever value you can think of more than 4. This is forward direction I'm talking about.
But sir,
let's say,
yes.
Let's say 100, and step is 1.
Sir, 100 is not available in the tuple.
Okay, it's okay. But in fact, what I'm trying to say, so first try to solve this. Then your answer will be clear automatically to you.
Yes.
4 means you will point start pointer over here.
Yes.
And 100 means you will point end pointer over here. Somewhere in imaginary location. I covered this thing in the last lecture also. Imaginary location. Okay, so whatever pointed by the end will not get printed. What will return to you? Only the things that is pointed by this star now.
Okay.
So it will return 15.
Okay.
Now idea is clear?
Yes, clear. But something confused. I will do it. I will go further it. A second question is, if I want to know the address of nth element in the given list or tuple, there is a formula.
See, guys, first of all, that people are asking a lot of address issue, other issue. I'm telling you guys, in data science, we have to play with the data, not with the address. See, address thing is required when you are in that programming, system level programming. Let's say you are writing program for mouse driver, maybe webcam driver. So all those computer system engineering related stuff. If you want to, let's say maybe you are writing antivirus, something like this. That is out of scope for this subject. I am here to teach Python with reference to data science. And first of all, address stuff, other things stuff. Python is not best language to work upon. Better to go for C programming.
Actually, you are saying that first address or starting address of tuple or list can be find it out by ID function. But I want to know.
Just a minute. Yes. I told that I never told the first address or last address.
No.
I never told.
Address.
I was not told starting address. You can watch the recording also. I was talking about addresses. Before modification, before modification address and after modification address.
Yes.
I know this is the concept and very much useful in case of C programming environment. I used to teach C also, but right now we are not working on C, and C generally used for that making a device driver, making antiviruses, other things. Your background is engineering background?
Yes, sir.
That's why you're asking.
Yeah.
So please, friend, what I'm trying to say over here, this course is for data analytics. So we have to play around with the data.
Yes.
Okay. So we have to keep ourselves at the data level, not at the memory level.
Okay.
Yes, sir, I completely agree, and it's request, for all the participants as well. Like this course is much on the data science using Python, and most probably, Gyani, you sound something like experienced and you have done engineering. Your basic concepts are clear, but here most of the participants are, learning from the very zero level as well. So, so I just respect your, the queries you have. So for all the enrolled members, I will going to make a WhatsApp group. Okay. So in this WhatsApp group, you can communicate with the sir personally, and then you will solve all the doubts related to the memory locations and all. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, for the all advanced level doubts, but in these sessions, let's not break the sequence of the sir as well of teaching the whole pattern in a sequential way.
Right.
It's
Thank you
just
very much.
request.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, great. So Pramod, you can unmute yourself.
Sir, it's a just a extended question. It's a tuple. We have talking about the last example. It's a tuple. We have the elements. It's a 1, 2, 5, 10, and the 15. And here you are using this imaginary part. Imaginary element is 100, right? So instead of that, after 15, we have three more elements. Suppose that it's a 16, 17, and 18. So whenever you are executing that, starting point is 4, ending point is 100, and the step is 1. So definitely you will get the answer will be 15, 16, 17, and 18, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
And in fact, one more thing I want to tell guys over here. Let's say very interesting phenomena over here. Let's say once again I'm going to take the tuple example. 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. Let's say. Okay. So guys, in this index 0, 1, 2, 3, total 4 element and index is 0 from 0 to 3. If you're going to write like this, T4, I'm not disclosing the output. The behavior will be totally altogether different. And if you write like this, 2, then 100 and 1. So in one sense, both of you, all people can think of, sir, why you are writing 4? Because this 4 location is not here, imaginary thing. And here, why you are writing 100? This is imaginary thing, right? So the thing is over here, guys. The Python behavior is also different over here. If you are using indexing operator, then it is your responsibility to take care that the value should not go beyond 3. It should be within the range, within a defined range. Otherwise, it will generate an error, and the message will be index out of bound error. Index out of bound error, guys. And I am just talking about index operator, guys. So this is an error. The answer will be if you write between 0 to 3, any number, maybe 0, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, it is perfectly valid over here, guys. The moment you write something basically that is not fitting between 0 to 3, it will give an error, and the things that displayed over here is index bound error. But in case of slicing operator, guys, first of all, it will not give any error. In any circumstances, Python, the slicing operator implementation is done in that way. It will not give an error. It will not give an error in any circumstances. An error in any circumstances, in any condition. Please make a point over here.
Sir, I have a complimentary.
Yes.
Hello, sir. It's a supplementary question. Sir, I just want to ask you that it will work. It's a slicing it will work in both scenarios. It's a list and the tuple the similar way as we have discussed
List,
last.
tuple, and in fact, in a string case also, I will let you know. In case of string, I think today's time is almost about 2 over. Tomorrow we will talk about a string. Okay, so in that I will once again show you that slicing exactly going to work the way basically we have discussed in case of list and tuple, right? So when you talk working with a slicing operator, first of all basically you have to think of always what should be the start value before execution going to actual execution is started. You have to think of what should be the start value, what should be the end value, what should be the step value. And again here, as I told you, all three possible values are optional. Maybe sometimes optional means user might give it to the computer or may not give it to the computer. If it is not going to give it to the computer, then computer will decide automatically. But again, as a programmer, you should know if computer is going to decide, still you should know what value computer is going to take it in this case. So all those things basically is common in case of list, tuple, and string. So if you have done for the list, equally applicable for the tuple as well as a string, and vice versa. So am I clear? My voice is audible, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So am I clear?
Pramod, is it okay from your end?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Yeah, last we can take from Pooja. Pooja, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi sir. So I had this question from the previous topic that we discussed, append and insert and extend. So like with the append and insert, we can add elements to the list or tuple, right? Or only to list. It's for list, right?
See, what happened actually, in fact, in the next lecture, I will check the setting in my system. See, what happened, basically, there are certain functionality that is available for the list, certain functionality that is available for the tuple. So actually, if you, you might also basically got the theme. Whenever you want to play with the list, tuple, or maybe string, first option is what? Basically, you should learn how to create a list, maybe tuple, maybe a string. First thing. Once you know what are the different methodology by which you can create those things. Now, second thing is basically, if this list is with you, what are the methods by which you can play around? Play around with the data means basically sometimes you are going to read the data from the list. Sometimes you are going to modify the element stored inside the list. Sometimes you are going to add much more elements, much more data inside the existing list. Sometimes you are going to delete from this list, right? So there are different possibilities for different possibilities, different functions are there. And guys, one more thing I want to tell you over here. In industry also, people might be working, let's say for last 10 years in Python, maybe 40 years, since 40 years in C programming. No one can learn the whole programming language in his or her the whole life. The idea here is everyone knows the basic fundamental of the things, and when they are working in actual environment in industry, they are working with Google Help. And obviously, in order to work with the Google Help efficiently, one thing that is required, that is expected from that programmer should be clear. What is his problem, his or her problem, and what question that he going to ask to the computer, going to ask to the Google. That is important. If you know the art, in which situation, which question should be asked, accordingly Google will reply to you, and accordingly you can take the help of Google and you can write the program. If you are not basically good in that asking the question to the Google, then you will be on task. So please make a note over here, not to try to that I will complete this function. No, you can't do it. Human, there is a limit. Thousands of functions are there, you can't do it, right? But at the same time, you should be clear. Let's say one list is there, I want to add one element. Let's say I forget about that extend or append. What I will do, I will write a query in the Google, how to add the element inside list on a particular location, at end of the location, at the starting of the basically list. So all things should be clear in mind, and accordingly I should be asking the question to the Google, and Google will reply to us, right? Now am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.